It's war. Briefing war. War of words. War of leaks. War within the cabinet of the United Kingdom. My name's Tom and this is GB News Originals. Remember to click that subscribe button to stay absolutely up to date. Now, if you've not been living under a rock, you might have noticed some briefing, some leaking to national newspapers over the course of recent months, all involving the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner. Yes, according to these reports, she's been very helpful towards the Chancellor, offering advice in terms of which taxes to raise in order to plug the numerous black holes that keep popping up like moles in a game of whack-a-mole. Well, these leaks seem to have been putting Angela Rayner in a positive light, at least a positive light from the perspective of Labour Party membership. There seems to be, for a cynic to judge, but it could be that a cynic would judge, that the Deputy Prime Minister is perhaps leaking conversations to damage the Chancellor. But why would this be? Why would the Deputy Prime Minister want to, in the view of some people, destabilise this government? Well, could it be that we have a Prime Minister not long for the position that he is in? Could, as one former Prime Minister once said, the ball come loose from the scrum? And could other people within the shadow cabinet, or without it, be preparing their pitch for that possibility? Or indeed, in some people's views, that eventuality. Yes, could the Deputy Prime Minister be leaking various strategic pieces of information to place her in good stead if, in case that ball does come loose from the scrum, if there is a leadership contest and potentially a new Prime Minister? Could it be Prime Minister Rayner, the first female leader of the Labour Party? Could that happen before the next election? It's not impossible, but of course all things in this world seem not impossible in a topsy-turvy world of great churn in our politics. Well, today I sat down with GB News political correspondent Catherine Forster to go through these latest series of remarkable leaks. Interesting to find internal discussions of the government plastered across the newspapers.
Yeah, so there definitely is discontent behind the scenes because these internal, well, helpful interventions, as Angela Rayner may see them, I don't think Rachel Reeves sees them that way, keep getting out to the press. Now, it's just a few months ago that it was leaked that the Deputy PM had made a whole list of economic suggestions for possible tax rises, things that Rachel Reeves might like to consider. I don't think many people enjoy somebody else telling them sort of how they might do their job better. And the latest one is about tourist tax. Now, that is something that Angela Rayner, as in charge of communities, local development, is keen on, because we know councils are short of money. Yeah. People like Sadiq Khan, the London Mayor, Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, think it's a good idea to raise money for local areas. Places like Venice, Amsterdam, lots of cities have this. It's coming in Scotland, it's coming in Wales, but the Treasury are having absolutely none of it. Now, earlier on, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, was talking to the media. She was asked about her reaction to Rayner's suggestion. Let's have a look at what she had to say.
Look, I made decisions around taxation, and we made decisions in last year's budget. That was a once-in-a-generation budget to fix the mess that the last government put. We'll have another budget later this year, and I'll be setting out our tax policy there.
I make the decisions. Very clear, isn't it? I'm in charge. Back off, I think, is the subtext.
I mean, how bitter is this row? It does seem that between the Chancellor and the Deputy Prime Minister, there is an absolute fight going on behind the scenes, almost week after week after week.
It feels like a turf war, doesn't it? And let's face it, if you go back a year, the Prime Minister and Rachel Reeves were absolutely close as close could be. She seemed to be sort of master of all she surveyed, along with the PM. Angela Rayner was, we hear, feeling marginalised, feeling a bit sort of not in that inner circle. But Rachel Reeves has had an incredibly difficult year. You know, they came along saying they weren't going to put taxes up beyond the very limited ones they'd announced. She ended up having to put taxes up massively. Now there's another black hole. She's going to have to do that again. She is in a very difficult position. New borrowing figures out today for June, 20.7 billion. Lots of economic indicators going in the wrong way. Meanwhile, Angela Rayner working behind the scenes, very popular with lots of Labour Party members.
Well, the inevitable next question is, of course, given all of this apparent supposed leaking and briefing, given the meetings with backbench MPs and the like, is Angela Rayner making a pitch for the top job?
Well, of course she would. Officially, you're always told that nobody's interested in these top jobs at all. But look, I mean, there is continuing speculation, isn't there, about the Prime Minister. Will he lead Labour into the next general election? We know they're not like the Tories, it's not easy, and they don't have a habit for getting rid of leaders. But it could happen, and there's broadly people that think that Wes Streeting might be the answer. There's other people that think that Angela Rayner would be the answer, and she's very popular with the Labour base. And then there's other people who think that somebody who's not even in government would be the answer, and the most popular of all. And that person, of course, is the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham.
What do you make of that? Is Angela Rayner pitching for the top job? Is she angling to try and perhaps, if indeed the Prime Minister does stand down at some point, get that top job? And who would you rather, out of all the various Labour MPs, mayors and other politicians, who would you rather lead the country than Sir Keir Starmer? Well, do get involved in that comment section below. Do get involved in that discussion. And remember to click that subscribe button to stay absolutely up to date on all the twists and turns of contemporary British politics.